Hey everyone, Kerry Kyle here to do WWE Monday Night Raw review for April 1st, 2013. Not a bad Monday Night Raw overall, but let's get right down to it. Washington DC, as I mentioned, John Cena comes down to the ring and he says we're in a house that's divided. Basically the entire crowd was booing the piss out of him, so I don't know what was divided there. I mean, that's just my opinion. He's basically saying that there's no secret that Rock and him don't like one another, yada yada yada, and he basically says that the childish games from last year are over. He says that if he wins and when he wins the WWE title, that he's not going to replace the championship with his older title. He's going to keep it and kind of make The Rock live to regret that he replaced the title. And basically he says that it'll be as a symbol. And Sunday, he says, the world will not believe what they see. Wondering what that might mean, could mean a possible heel turn. I'm not going to hold my breath on that. Alright. So then we get to our opening contest of the evening, which saw Dolph Ziggler versus Daniel Bryan. Dolph Ziggler and Daniel Bryan, very back and forth stuff. Pretty lengthy match. It saw Dolph getting the win and building momentum to this Sunday's Tag Team Championship match. And at the end, AJ gives Big E and Dolph the belts. They hold them up over the champions, Team Hell No. And basically, Langston drops Kane with his finisher. And we get to see Big E debut and hopefully take the tag team titles, because it's about time we have new tag team champions, in my opinion. At least if it's not them, another team, and I don't want it to be Otis and Tenzai, another team down the road. Maybe give the Usos a chance, but you hardly ever barely see them on television. So then we come back from commercial break, and everybody all announced that Shawn Michaels is going to be on Monday Night Raw. So Shawn Michaels comes down. He starts talking about, it's this time of year, well, WrestleMania, I get excited. And he's saying that, he's not sure if Triple H should have put his career on the line or not. But he did, and that's just the way that it is. Triple H interrupts. Michaels comes down and tries to say, I understand our situations were the same. Shawn Michaels basically says they weren't the same, because The Undertaker and myself have respect for each other, unlike you and Lesnar, who don't. So Shawn says, I want you to kick Lesnar's ass. Your career's on the line, man. You gotta just fight for everything. He says, I'm gonna be in your corner at WrestleMania. So as soon as they he announces that, Lesnar and Heyman come to the ring, and basically they say that they're going to have Triple H have Cerebral Assassin, professional wrestling suicide on his career with the COO, and with his wrestling days over, and they're just basically reminding Triple H that, hey, we're going to end your career, and you signed the dotted line. So I'm looking forward to this one, no holds barred. I think the stipulation could have been a last man standing, but that's just me. Then we come back from commercial, and we have a nice little match here, Wade Barrett versus Zack Ryder. The Miz was at ringside doing color commentary with the rest of the announcers, basically starting his match for Barrett at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental title. Ryder gave Barrett a bit of a fight, but in the end, it was the Bullhammer that saw Wade Barrett score the win. And basically he got the Duke. And what I don't like about their match at WrestleMania is basically, to me, it's the pre-show, which should be the other way around. It should be the mixed 8-person tag, which I'll talk about later on, the pre-show match, instead of, the Intercontinental title match, but it is what it is. We digress. We come back from commercial break. Maddox and Vicky are talking in the back there. Santino comes in and says, hey, April, I got an April Fool's joke. He doesn't say it, he says, Vince McMahon was going to fire somebody tonight, and then he's like, April Fools, ha ha ha. Ricky Guerrero then says, okay, you're going to be in a match, and we'll see who the biggest fool is. He ends up fighting Mark Henry. Mark Henry squashes him within a minute with the world's strongest slam. Basically, there's 2 moves to him. After that, Ryback comes down to the ring, and they talk about their record from Friday Night SmackDown. Tonight, basically, they smile, and Ryback puts up Santino, uses him to throw at Mark Henry like a military press, and just chuck him and say, hey, I didn't touch you, man. You know, I know we have a clause here, but I didn't touch you. So that was put in by Booker T and Peter Long on SmackDown. So that ends there, basically with Ryback getting the final word, if you will. Then we have CM Punk backstage after commercial break, saying that he is going to fix, a beating for the Undertaker at WrestleMania if he gets counted out or disqualified, or, anything else. Submission of sorts, that's still considered a win, and that on the grandest stage of all, the last thing you'll think about is CM Punk. Then we go to commercial, and we come back, and announce there's Zeb Colter versus Alberto Del Rio. And in my opinion in this, I'm like, what the hell is going on here? But I know there's got to be something up the sleeve of Swagger and Zeb Colter, and sure enough there was. The match did barely last any more than maybe 2 minutes. The crutches got used into play. Ricardo got taken down. Alberto Del Rio got beat down by both Colter and Swagger, and you see the marks on his back. If you watched Monday Night Raw, they were pretty brutal. And I'm liking this story. I'm liking the World Heavyweight title matchup at WrestleMania. It's a shame if they use it as their first match on the card. So then we go to commercial, then we come back, and The Rock comes down to the ring. And basically The Rock says he's going to come down the aisle at WrestleMania, and he's going to kick John Cena's can in the ass and put a curb stomp into him. And he was talking about Cena coming out early on and saying, my time is now. He says that's baloney. He says his time is now, and it's the people's time. And basically, Cena's not facing The Rock Sunday. Cena's facing the entire universe as a pawn. So that was basically the same lengthy promo as John Cena, which I like. It wasn't too long. Then we go to commercial break, and we get ready for one of the matches of the night, in my opinion. Chris Jericho and Antonio Cesaro. They had some back and forth stuff with some submissions. Head scissor takeover by Cesaro and Jericho as well. Did a Hurricane Rana that was nice. Go to commercial, then we come back for some more wrestling. And basically, Chris Jericho gets Cesaro to submit in this matchup, and after the match, who comes down? If you've been watching, Fandango comes down to the ring, assaults Jericho with the legs up to the front, not once but twice to the back of the head, and basically states with body language that at WrestleMania I'm coming, and I'm coming hard. He was pounding Jericho pretty hard on that. So Jericho, as I mentioned before, got the win. Then we come back from commercial after we've gone to it, and we have the Funko Drafter Blitz against the Bella Twins. If I said that properly, basically Naomi and Cameron up against the Bellas. This is not a bad match. It's a short, good match. I'm surprised to see the athletic ability of Naomi and Cameron. I knew they had some wrestling ability before they came to the WWE. But never like that. It was pretty good to see that, even though the Bellas got the win. Cameron did a nice DDT there, and an Inseguri, I believe it was there, in the matchup as well, as I'm reading in the notes. A pretty decent Diva tag. Did see the Bellas getting the win, though. So then we go to commercial, and we come back. Basically, Undertaker's coming down to the ring, and he says that you had a hell of a title reign, over 400 days with it, but that's nothing in comparison to what kind of beating I'm going to give to you at WrestleMania. Excellent promo. CM Punk eventually comes out, but he's disguised as a druid. Paul Heyman, dressed up like Paul Bear, comes down, and they did a very good job of this. Very, very good segment. Paul Heyman holding up the urn, dressed up like Paul Bear. The Undertaker's got like a what the fuck look on his face. Comes down, kind of looks around, and attacks one of the druids, but then all of a sudden CM Punk jumps The Undertaker from behind attacks him with the urn, and in the end, he viciously attacks him with the urn a couple of times in the face and the back, drops, Paul Bearer's ashes on the Undertaker and on himself, on his chest and everything else. And basically that's the end of the show, as Punk's standing over the Undertaker holding the urn, and that's the final Raw before WrestleMania. So, my Monday Night Raw experience was pretty good. The booking again was a little terrible, but it was good. It wasn't bad. It had me intrigued. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. Let me know what you thought of Monday Night Raw, and what you think of WrestleMania coming up this Sunday. I will definitely be doing a review for WrestleMania, as I do reviews for Monday Night Raw and WrestleMania. So, till it goes, peace and out. WrestleMania 6 days away, folks.